poster is it's basically about certain type. Well, we've looked up AGNs, and AGNs are active galaxies. I'll show you right here. There are two different types. There are active galaxies, then there are non-active galaxies. So the active ones are the ones that we're looking at, and the differences are you can actually see that active galaxies, they're a lot brighter than your normal galaxy.
Adina was actually a student in my class. She was very engaged, very bright, very involved in the work, really enjoyed talking about astronomy. So I said, hey, would you be interested in working a bit more on this stuff and coming up to the American Museum of Natural History where I do my work on black holes, material swirling around black holes? And she said yes. And so we tried it out. She enjoyed it. We managed to get some grants that could pay for Adina. And so she's been working with us for sort of about 9 months, nearly a year now.
The best part about the physics and the research is the math, and it's the unknown. Nobody knows about it, so the fact that you're actually looking up stuff that people don't know about, it's pretty great. I mean, because you may find something that no one else has before, and you know, who knows? You'll probably be famous for it. So yeah.
We brought her to the meeting of the American Astronomical Society in Washington, D.C., which is the biggest astronomical meeting in the world. And so we were the only representatives from BMCC and one of the few representatives from CUNY. And Adina presented a poster down there and had to explain to professional astronomers what she did. She did an excellent job, so we're very proud of her. She did a really good job.
My poster is about active galactic nuclei, similar to my partner over there. But basically there's a difference between the two galaxies, and this galaxy you have more light coming from the stars and different things around it. But this one, the concentrated light source is in the middle, the nuclei. And in the middle there's a black hole, and basically the energy from the black hole and all of the stars knocking into each other creates a really intense light that actually outshines the rest of the galaxy. So that's what you would see.
I think there's two issues. One is that if students are involved in research from a very early stage, they get a real understanding of how science works. Science is not a list of facts. Science is about finding things out and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And it's fun, it's kind of playful. And so students can, by being involved in a research project that's at the frontiers of research like this one, you know, a student can really learn about how science works. So that's great. But it also makes them think about science in a different way. It's a lot more fun than science in high school, which tends to be someone stands at the front and tells you a bunch of stuff that you're not really interested in. But if you're working on this stuff and you're finding out new things, it's like, whoa, this is cool. Maybe I could do more of this. And so that's the idea.
Well, to work with a faculty mentor was really, really fun. I worked with Professor Savick and Professor Koenig, and it was really fun. She was my teacher for astronomy, and I was doing really well in the class, and since I was doing really well, she picked me out to do research with her at the museum.
This project is fairly new. We've been gathering data for about 2 weeks now. We're looking at the various parks of New York City and measuring square area of various geographical surfaces, such as impervious surface, open water, baseball and sports fields, and open lawn, using Google Earth Pro from a grant from Google Corporation.
For starters, nobody can do a project right off the bat. Science has rules and regulations and processes, and part of being a student, being an undergraduate, is learning those steps, learning how to design a project, learning how to carry a project out, learning how to draw conclusions from the data. And you can't do that on your own. It's part of our job to teach the students and part of the students' job to learn that from us. So, I mean, the partnerships are essential.
Well, it's been great to be able to actually develop a project and engage in the research and get feedback on it and help and assistance along the way.
My poster is on the sound intensity level formula, which basically measures how we perceive sound, which is a logarithmic function, and it goes through how the decibel level, which is how we actually measure the sound, is compiled, and just how the numbers work and how things are heard, and
I think it's very important for students to have a faculty mentor because it's just an initiation of research, and they may transfer to a four-year college, and they will have some kind of a background on research, and who knows, maybe they will be one day doctor and conduct research.
Working with a mentor was amazing. Dr. Sermi was the best and extremely patient.
What I love the most working with students at BMCC is the fact that when you finish with this kind of project, for instance, and you see how the project look very nice here with this cat and the iPhone, you really see that the student really want to do the work, and there is something positive about the project. You finish the project, you're very happy that the student produced something. There is something you look at and you're very proud. You know that, oh, listen, this student really do something, and it's very lovely. And we really enjoy mentoring students at BMCC.
In the future, I have a couple of different plans. Like, I always wanted to write a book and things like that. But I wanted to pursue like kind of a business in computers maybe, and then grow up a little bit more and try to go on from there.
This is actually my last semester here, so after this I'm graduating and Hunter accepted me. So I'm actually planning on going to Hunter I want to try to double major in theater and physics. I know it's a little out there, but I'm going to try as much as I can to try to get that done.
Well, I decided to major in math, first of all, because I love math. It's my first love. There's something very, very comforting with the logic behind numbers. My future goals are to continue studying at the university and just keep learning as much as I can about math, becoming as good as I can and proficient, knowing everything, and it never ends because there's always something new to learn.
BMCC students are an amazing bunch. People have so much going on in their lives. They need to make the rent. They have families. They have obligations. They often have kids. But they can still come along and surprise you and do amazing things. And so, you see this at an exhibition just like this, where students do some amazing things. And hopefully they'll go on and do some more amazing things.
I at least showed up. I at least showed up.